Hello everybody and welcome. Caleb Hutchins here with your Falcon Football Weekly Update for Week 4 of the 2014 season. The Falcons get their first Region 8 5A win of the year, 17-7 road win at Cedar Shoals, and it was the defense that got it done. But we open up with the offense as Jason Johnson finds Cortez Davis on a 21-yard pass. That would set up the Falcons' first scoring opportunity. The Falcons go for a little trickery on 3rd and goal, and Kyle King will be snuffed out by number 15 Samuel Hemphill. Cedar Shoals defense played well also. Here we're getting a 30-yard field goal by Will Filson. Put the Falcons up 3-0 early. But I talked about that Cedar Shoals defense. They were playing great. Nick Lance in at quarterback on this play, and Lance will be brought down the backfield, and then a fumble ripped out of his arms by number 4 Javante Ledger, who returns it 10 yards for a touchdown. Cedar Shoals up 10-3. But the Falcon defense is what kept them in this game, as Greg Smith will evade a couple of defenders, but he won't get away from Cole Ford, and that would be a theme of the night. As Greg Smith again back to throw. This time it's Brock Jones and Zach Smith converging on him back deep in Cedar Shoals territory. The Falcon offense going back to work. It would be Jeremiah Goss. Had himself a good game as well. 13 yards on this run right here, and that would set up another Flowery Branch score as Jason Johnson going to fake it to Goss and find a wide open fullback Zach Smith out of the backfield. Touchdown, and just like that, it's 10-7. Greg Smith here going to give it off to DeAnthony Vereen and Caden Cooper all over that one. The Falcon defense held Cedar Shoals to under 100 total yards. And then a strange play here is Johnson on the keeper. A nice run, but fumbles at the end of it. But right on the spot is Corey Godfrey, an offensive lineman. The play ends up gaining 23 yards. A lucky bounce for the Falcons, though, on that one. But they would make something out of the drive as Jeremiah Goss on this one would pick up 12 more yards. And that would set up this as Jason Johnson finds Hayden Cooley on an outstanding catch for an 18-yard touchdown, dive and grab in the end zone, and it's 17-7. Falcons with a 10-point lead, their first 2-possession lead of the game, and that allowed the defense to just sink its teeth in. Vereen would be stuffed. Cole Ford, Desmond Osborne both in on that stop, and then Greg Smith going to try to keep it himself to the outside, but Flowery Branch would have none of it as Trey Wilcoxon, Jonah Mathis, and more back to greet him in the backfield. Flowery Branch's offense trying to salt it away as Jeremiah Goss right up the middle for about 19 yards on this one. However, a turnover would give Cedar Shoals one last chance to get back into it as Johnson on a pitch goes out of the hands of Goss. Cedar Shoals recovers it inside the Flowery Branch 30, and this would be their best chance to score and get back into it, but they would not do it. On 4th and goal from the 22, Smith would try to keep it, get stopped, tries a throwback to DeAnthony Vereen, but the ball ends up being loose. Play ends up losing several yards back to the 28, and that would wrap it up. 17-7 Falcons win. Now they get set up for a big one in 8-5A as the Winder Barrow Bulldogs come to town on October 3rd. This one really big for region standings. Look around Region 8-5A. Salem with a come-from-behind win to stay undefeated in region play, 31-24 at Winder Barrow. Gainesville with a blowout win over Heritage, 47-13. Lanier staves off Loganville, 28-14. They remain undefeated. And Clark Central with a 35-21 win over still winless Appalachia. And now let's take a look at our Region 8-5A standings. Lanier and Salem, the only two teams undefeated in region play. Gainesville also undefeated, at 3-0. However, Salem and Gainesville each have a loss apiece. There's a big mashup of teams trying to make the playoffs. But that'll do it for us here. The Falcons get set to take on the Winder Barrow Bulldogs at the Branch. As I said earlier, a big matchup as far as playoff standing is concerned.